Hi guys, I'm going to go through the surface area problem that we did on the live that I did, but in case you weren't able to see it, now you'll be able to have it. So this is going to be the triangular prism. I'm going to draw it, even though you had it on a grid. Obviously, I don't have that, so I'm just going to do my best to draw. You guys know what that looks like. Oops. All right, so this one's different than yesterday because we've got these triangles that we didn't have. Yesterday was all rectangles and squares that we had to find the area of. So this is what makes this a little bit tricky. So this was A, this was B, C, D, and E. Okay, so now that we know we have rectangles and triangles, we have to think a little differently about our formulas. So first of all, our area of a triangle formula is base times height divided by 2. So we need that. Our area of a rectangle is length times width, right? Okay, so you had to count the length of the sides by using the units. So really quickly, if you calculated it, this was 5. This was 5, which also means this was 5 because they're the same. The length of this side is 10, which meant this was 10, this was 10, and this was 10, which I don't think I need to write that in. This length was 13, which means this was also 13. This is 12, which means this was also 12. So we need to find the area of all of the rectangles and the triangles. Since these two triangles are the same, you don't need to calculate it twice. You can just calculate it once. Or if you're savvy, you can flip this triangle on top to make a rectangle. Because remember, the reason that the formula for area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2 is because we can take a rectangle and split it into 2 halves. Remember when we proved that in class? All right, but neither here nor there. Let's take a look at our rectangles. So let's look at the first one. Let's start with B. So the length is 5 and the width is 10. So the area of that rectangle is 50 units squared. The area, let's do C. Area equals, we have 12, and the length is 10, which means the area is 120 units squared. And the final area of our rectangles for D would be 13 times 10, which equals 130 units squared. All right, so those are our rectangles. Now let's talk about our triangles. So we're going to use the base times height divided by 2. So area equals, and our base, remember, this is the huge part because this could be a base, this could be a base, this could be a base, but it has to form a right angle. And the only place it does that is here and here. So we know this is my base. This is my height. We don't need this at all. So we're going to take our base of 12 times the height of 5, and we're going to divide that by 2. So now that's 60 divided by 2, which is 30 units squared. So if this is 30, then this is also 30. So what we need to do now, I'm going to just write all the numbers in just so you can see we have finished all. We said this was 130, this was 120, and this was 50. So we have all of the areas of each individual piece. And now, because surface area is the area of the entire surface, we're going to add all of those up. So 130 plus 120 plus 50 plus 30 plus 30. Or you could have just done 30 times 2 to get your 60. And when you add all of those up, your total should be 360 units squared. And that is your surface area. for your triangular prism.